Hey, welcome back everybody. You're listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. It's your host here is Paul Motley, and once again we are going through the 5-day lead challenge with Russell Brunson and the debrief. Yeah, so if you're listening to this, then I'm just about to go live on Facebook, so I'm going to actually give you guys the audio, but also if you check the show notes, all the important links that I mentioned are actually going to be on there. So right, so bear with me a second. I'm just going to go live and then there'll be an introduction and then you can follow along as we go. So here we go. So just very exciting. Just hit that go live button right there and waiting for it. And yes, we are live again. Here we are with the day 4 out of the day 5 lead challenge from Russell Brunson. And this is the debrief. Now, what's interesting is that he's actually been putting this out on multiple platforms. So a couple of times I was I think I went on once was the inside of his Facebook profile or Facebook group or whatever it was. Another time was via the Zoom link, which we got when we registered. If you haven't registered yet, it's not too late. Go to the show notes. You can get in right now. You can get access to everything. Okay, right? I can't emphasize that enough, and it is free after all. You're getting so much value, guys, it's unreal. So and for the last 2 days, so day 3 and day 4, I've actually been going onto his live stream on YouTube, and what I found is that the chat on the YouTube is so much friendlier. there's business thing. On the first day there was some people there which are totally unscrupulous, and I don't like it, and it's horrible. They were at some point during the training, they just started posting their own links and all sorts of garbage like that, and I just thought, you know what, this is not the way to be a marketer. This is just spamming crap into other people's groups and on other people's things, what they're doing, and it was just crap. It really was. You know, I can't say it upset me massively, but I got on to Miles, one of the affiliate managers at Clickfunnels, almost instantly afterwards and said, look, this needs sorting out. This is terrible. These guys are just wrecking it for other people, and it's rubbish. Right, so that's all the negative stuff out of the way. So if you are watching on Facebook, there is links to make sure that you get the most out of what it is, and there's some really good stuff there as well. So let me just tell you what's actually in the show notes, right? So there's a link there to get in the challenge. No, it's not too late. Go ahead and click that link. It's going to take you over to a website that I put together, which will just mean that you opt in, you get on one of my lists, and then you get all my good free stuff as well. Make sure you lock into these trainings, right? So good stuff there, and there will be something really special coming at the weekend as well. So there's an incentive for you, unannounced, but here it is. And you know, I'm saying it's a secret right now, okay? So that's just an incentive for you guys to get in. Next thing, on Monday, this coming Monday, there is the new One Funnel Away challenge, and Russell has announced today that he's going to be doing it live. So it's not going to be the pre-recorded stuff they've had before, which they generally add to each time they do it. It's actually going to be a live One Funnel Away challenge, which is 30 days worth of Russell Brunson, and the cost is like $100. So appreciate it. If you use that link, go ahead, get inside of the OFA for this coming Monday. I'm going to be there as well, so it may be, if I have the energy, if I have the incentive to go ahead and do it, then I will make sure that I do these shows afterwards. Oh my God, what am I setting myself up for now? So am I really setting myself up to do daily shows for the next 30 days after this as well? Maybe. We'll see, okay, right? No promises there, we will see. Right, so the next link there is to get... well, you know, the whole process is about building leads, right? And we use a simple 2-page funnel to get that. And Russell on day 2 or 3, I think he gave us some really cool templates that you can use and download straight away. But he also has another product, which is his swipe file, right? And you can get 106 of those. And I will tell you, it is an affiliate link, and I will get paid $2 if you go and buy it, right? So there's that link. And the 4th one is for the homework for today, which is the 4th day 1-pager, right? I'm loving these 1-pagers, I really am. They are super cool, dead easy to work with, dead easy to run with, and everything else like that. So if you're watching right now, drop a hashtag live on this video. And if you're obviously, I'm recording this at the same time for my podcast, so apologies everybody on the podcast, you can't hear this right now. or you can't do anything else about it. That if you're watching it either on Facebook or on YouTube later, then, you know, drop a heart, comment, and all that good stuff, right? So let's get into day 4. Russell basically wanted to let everybody know that, you know, when he had the first amount of, you know, they had a certain amount of registrations to come up with on the first day. Now, you expect a low show up rate, and then after that you expect lower all the way through the week, right? That's just natural. That just happens, right? So if ever you do any of these 5-day trainings yourself, you'll notice that most people show up on the first day, and then less, right? That's just how it works. But if you've gone through the last 3 days and have taken action, you're more likely to get the results. It's as simple as that. If anybody's like got any of my programs or anything like that, if you follow along with what I'm saying and what I'm teaching, you're going to get the same results. That's, you know, success leaves clues at the end of the day. So if you follow what Russell's doing, then you are going to get results. Simple as that, right? You can't really argue with the logic. Okay, so he did also announce that it's guest speaker day, so he's got a guest speaker on today, and there will also be another one tomorrow. So let's go into the notes on what I've got. Now, what he did was really sort of like, we're talking about email marketing, right? We're talking about the emails that we can send out to people as we go. Now, everybody has this anxiety almost when you're sending emails out. You don't know how often you should send emails out. It's a big question. When you should start sending them out as well. And Russell just gave a story of like when he first started, he would like email people like once a month. But the problem with that is that people kind of forget who he is. You know, they'll forget they even opted in the first place, and you'll get crazy messages back saying, who the F are you, and why are you emailing me, what's this spam, blah, 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 all that sort of thing. So I always say, as soon as someone opts in, you send them an email to start with. Open that conversation, open that relationship on a good front. Don't be spamming links in your very first email. Now, if it is a product follow-up email, that's okay. But if it's the first time someone's getting to know you or getting into your world, then sure, you want to start off with building that relationship up, right? So that's something that I've experienced, and you know, it's been terrible. And I even remember doing one. I was doing one promotion. It's probably about a year and a half, 18 months ago, and I think in one day I sent 8 emails out to my list in one day. Yeah, 8, and I got one reply actually back saying, man, you've sent me 8 emails today. It's just too much. I can't cope with it. And I just thought, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I get that. But once or twice a day is fine, right? A few times a week is okay. Once a week is fine. But if you leave it like 30 days, unless you've got a really big following and people are expecting that email and they've got conditioned to the fact that you're going to send them an email out on that particular day, on every single month at that particular time, then again, people are going to forget who you are. You're going to get low open rates, you're going to get spam complaints, and your email list quality is just going to go in the toilet, right? So simple as that. Now, let's get on to it. So the guest that was on today was Yara Golden, right? And this was talking about building the relationship with your list, right? So what she said was that most people come under 3 categories as far as like email marketing goes. You're either a pickup artist, a player, where you set everything up, like with all your automations and that, but if it doesn't work on, you just move on, or Mr. Nice Guy, which is super helpful, but you never actually make an offer, right? Now you want to show up as a relationship advisor, right? Show them some value, but also challenge them and try and be a combination of all 3 of those, right? So does that make sense? Hopefully it does, right? Now, she went into using a warm-up sequence, which is 6 days of emails, which are designed to warm up the lead as they first opt in, right? And the questions that you're going to want to answer with those emails is, who are you? Where do you come from? What do you do? How do you do it? Who do you do it for? And how can you do it for me, right? Now, I love that, right? And I just thought I could do with restarting how my warm-up system works, or even developing that as a re-engagement campaign as well to get people back opening emails from me as well. So you've got to try and transfer them into an email sequence, right? And it doesn't matter the length of your actual emails, it's the quality that you put into it that makes all the difference. Now, again, if you look into the notes, and again, if you're listening on the podcast, you'll see in the show notes, but also if you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever it is, you'll see in the descriptions, there will be a link to the one pager where it's kind of like a fill in the blanks, and there's also some software on there which can actually build out these 6 emails for us. And I just thought, whoa, game changer, straight there, bang, light bulb, yes, love it. That was kind of like the thing that was really cool for me over the last couple of days, is the amount of help that we're getting through using these one page, through using these automation softwares, just this AI, if you like, to help us. I just thought it's really cool. So let's go through the actual emails themselves, right? So the first email is kind of like a handshake. It's an intro to who you are, but it's really about telling the kind of person you are with stories and connect to them, because that way you can attract the people that you want to work with, but also repel those people which aren't going to be a good fit, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. Right, in email 2, it's going to be where you come from, right? And it's not where you live, right? The idea is not to give out your postal address. We're talking about where have you come from, sort of like, where did you start and where have you ended up right now, right? And again, it's you ask for engagement, see if it makes sense to them and if it resonates with them as well, right? And ask for engagement. There's nothing wrong with getting replies on your email list. I mean, I still get them now, and it's great to get replies to people when they've actually had an email from me. So, it's cool. Right, let's move on. Third email. What do you do, right? Well, this time you're going to explain what you're doing online, right? And also share in a way that people can relate to. Again, this is the whole thing about, relationship marketing. It's the same deal, right? And we need to, if you can see a problem, right? Let's say this is the whole thing. So what do you do? Well, you saw a problem and you worked out a solution, right? And that's kind of like what that third email is going to be built around. In the fourth email, you're going to give an answer to how did you learn it or earn it, right? And the story behind the way you got to what you're doing, right? And then the results that you did. So you're going to start seeing case studies on this. And there's always going to be kind of like an inception selling along the way, because you are building that connection. Just think about that. And realistically, again, I mean, you've seen and heard probably digital marketers Ryan Dye's talking about know, like, and trust. This is all part of the process. You are getting them first off to know you, and then you're going to resonate with them, which means they're going to like you, and ultimately you're going to give them some value, which means they're going to trust you. Okay, right? So think about those things as you're going along. Now, fifth email. Who do you do this for, right? And again, this is where the attraction marketing comes in. You're either going to attract people to you that are interested in what you do, or you're going to repel them away. So, even if you've got like 100 people on your email list, if you pull in half of that, but repel the other half, I'd rather work with the 50 people that actually are interested in what I've got to do, right? And what I've got to share with them. Just makes sense. And the other 50, they can just go, that's fine. I can delete them later. It's fine. No problem at all. So you're going to share a case study and tell a story of who they are and the result you helped them get, and also cover the objections that person had before they got started, because that's going to be great going forward, because you're already pre-selling them, because you are answering their own objections that might be going on in their own head right now. Because chances are, if you go into like any FAQs and stuff like that on websites, where did them FAQs come from? They came from their customers. They came from the objections that people gave before they purchased, right? And that is where FAQs originate from. I mean, we don't come up with FAQs just on the fly or just pretend we know or anything else like that. It's just, it just doesn't work like that. You'll find that the best FAQs come from your customers, or the best FAQs come from the people which didn't buy, and that'll help you push your business forward, because you'll then be able to answer those questions because you'll know them. Simple stuff, right? Okay, and the sixth email. How could you do it for me? Right, now you're going to give an overview of your whole value ladder. If you remember back to day 2, I think it was, we talked about the value ladder. So this is going to give them the option to pick a point to come in to your business, because not everybody is going to be at the same level. And I find this really difficult sometimes to get around. It's like even doing this, this podcast or this live right now, I don't know where everybody is in their business right now. I understand that most people that do get to see this content or listen to the content on the podcast are affiliate marketers. I also understand and think, believe me, that they are affiliate marketers. They've started seeing some results and they want to scale it up, right? That's kind of like my ideal customer. That's what I want, or who I want to work with, right? So, but there will be those people which are just starting from nothing, those people which are experienced, and those people that want to scale it up, right? So then you start thinking, okay, right, how can I work that value ladder out? Where can they insert into it? And your 6th email is really explaining where they can get in, so they can actually figure out, if they're brand new, they're not going to want one-to-one help right now. It's as simple as that. But if they are advanced and they are really starting to see some results, but do want to get further along, then maybe a done with you program is good, or even a done for you program is good, or even personal mentoring is good. You just got to think about that and think about how that works into your business. And you really got to just show up, be who you are, be yourself. No fake personas, because at the end of the day, it's really difficult to keep something up which is fake, right? This is just me. I'm here doing these videos, doing this podcast. This is just me. It's not made up. I tell it how it is, and that's it. Love it or loathe it, whatever, right? Okay. And also then we went into the One Funnel Away, which does start on Monday. And why I'm super excited about this is because it's going to be live. Russell's doing it for 30 days live, which, if you remember at the beginning of this recording, I said that maybe I carried on and did these every day for the whole One Funnel Away challenge. I might do if I get enough interest. If not, then I won't. Simple as that. So if you want me to, right, here's how to join. Go to the links, get into the OFA, send me a message. Right, it's going to cost $100. You get 30 days of training from Russell, $3 a day. You can't argue with that, right? If you are interested in doing that, then I will show up. If nobody does, then I won't. You will see that, because I won't be here. Simple as that. So go to that link, join up, message me. If you want me to do it, then great. Then I will do that for you, because it is such an incredible offer, and the amount of value that's included just with what Russell's doing and everyone else in the training is just unreal. But anyway, so the one pager link is there as well to get all your all the good stuff sorted out. So I'm just going to see if I can pull this up for you 1 second, so we can just go through this. Oh, my screen's dying on me. Hang on. Let's see if this works now. I'm pulling that over there, and let's share screen. Oh, there we go. Right, so last but not least, let's just go through here so you can see what's what. So day 4, your follow-up funnels, and again, it runs through each day: day 1, day 2, day 3, 4, and 5, and 6. And if you remember those questions we talked about, they're all there. Oh gosh, now my computer's decided to die on me. And this is a cool thing. It's like I can say, "Hi, I'm Paul." Woo, yeah, awesome. And I can save these things, so it saves it for me, so you can come back to it each time and change it up. I love this part here, because this is something where you can actually click on. I'm going to click on it now, and this is going to be like, oh, create your free account, and this is going to be email copy generator. Start writing your emails ASAP. So Jim's going to help us put this together using his AI software, which is second to none. Believe me, it's super cool, right? And then even with this good stuff, when you've done it, you can just tick it off. I love working with lists. I absolutely adore it. So let's put you on camera again. So I'm here, and yeah, that's it. So work through the day 1. Work through day 2, 3, and 4. Let's get through those one pages. Let's work it out together. If you've got any questions, then by all means drop me a message. You should know how to reach out to me either on Facebook, or you can drop a comment on the YouTube, or indeed if you're on the podcast, just come find me on Facebook. I'm not hard to find, trust me. Paul Motley. You can't get much more confusing than that. And rather than be distracted any longer, I'm just going to end this up now, and I will catch up with you all again tomorrow. Don't forget, it's day 5 tomorrow. Let's stay loose, and I will see you then. All right, so that concluded the broadcast that I just did on Facebook. So all you podcasters out there, or podcast listeners, and you're super cool for hanging in there for a while, especially while I'm trying this sort of like experiment, I guess, where I'm trying to broadcast at the same time as I'm doing recording, which is an interesting experience, especially if you could just see right now where I've perched my phone on this like mini tripod at an angle to try and get the voice in there at the same time as what I'm doing a video, so that I'm not interfering with anything or knocking anything over. But anyway, like I said, head into the show notes, all the important links are there, and I'll catch you all again for tomorrow.